The life of Franklin Clinton. From the streets to the heights, Franklin Clinton's story in Grand Theft Auto 5 is the tale of a man caught between two worlds, the harsh and forgiving streets of Los Santos and the glittering promise of power, money, and freedom. His journey begins in the southern neighborhoods of the city, a place defined by gang rivalries, hustlers, and the endless cycle of poverty and violence. Growing up in South Los Santos, Franklin was born into a world that gave him very little choice. His parents died while he was still young, leaving him in the care of his Aunt Denise. Life in her small house was far from peaceful. Denise was overbearing, constantly criticizing Franklin for what she saw as his lack of ambition, even though she herself lived off Franklin's efforts. From a young age, Franklin understood something important. If he wanted to survive, he had to learn to look after himself. He spent his youth surrounded by gangs, drugs, and petty crime. His closest friend was Lamar Davis, a loud, reckless, and fiercely loyal companion. While Lamar embraced the gang lifestyle, Franklin always carried a sense that he was destined for something more. He didn't want to die on the corner like so many others. He wanted a way out, a chance to rise above the hood. For a time, Franklin and Lamar worked as repo men for Simeon Yatarian, a crooked Armenian car dealer. Their job was simple: repossess luxury cars from clients who missed their payments. It wasn't glamorous, but it was money, and it kept Franklin busy. Still, Franklin felt that working for Simeon was just another dead-end hustle. He wanted something bigger. The chance encounter with Michael DeSanter. Franklin's life changed the day he was sent to repossess a car belonging to Jimmy, the spoiled son of Michael DeSanter. Franklin smoothly broke into the car and drove it away, not realizing that Michael, a retired bank robber living under witness protection, was hiding in the back seat with a gun to his head. That moment sparked a relationship that would shape the rest of Franklin's life. Michael recognized something in Franklin, a younger version of himself, ambitious and willing to take risks. For Franklin, Michael represented everything he wanted: success, experience, and a way out of small-time hustling. Michael took Franklin under his wing, offering him not just guidance, but an opportunity to break into the world of big-league crime. It wasn't too long before Franklin found himself helping Michael with jobs far more dangerous and profitable than anything he had ever imagined. The jewel store job, a new beginning. The first major job Franklin joined was the jewel store heist, Michael's grand return to organized crime. Working alongside Michael and a small crew, Franklin experienced the thrill of pulling off a high-stakes robbery for the first time. The job introduced him to Lester Crest, a brilliant but physically fragile mastermind who planned operations with surgical precision. The heist was a success, and Franklin walked away with more money than he had ever seen in his life. But more importantly, it gave him a taste of a future he had always dreamed about. He was no longer just a hustler, he was becoming a true player in Los Santos. Trevor Phillips, chaos enters the picture. Of course, no good thing comes without complication. Michael's return to crime attracted the attention of his old partner, Trevor Phillips. Trevor was wild, unpredictable, and violent, the complete opposite of Franklin's calm and calculated personality. At first, Franklin wasn't sure what to make of Trevor. He respected Trevor's power, but found his chaotic nature exhausting. Still, working with both Michael and Trevor placed Franklin right in the center of some of the biggest scores in Los Santos. Lester's contracts and Franklin's independence while working with Michael and Trevor. Franklin also started taking assassination contracts from Lester. These missions targeted corrupt businessmen and politicians. And they weren't just about killing, they were about manipulating the stock market. By carefully choosing his investments before and after each job, Franklin quickly built his own wealth, independent of Michael and Trevor. For the first time, Franklin felt like he was becoming his own man, not just someone else's protege. The pull of the hood. Despite his growing success, Franklin couldn't fully escape his past. Lamar remained deeply tied to gang life, always chasing respect on the streets. Franklin tried to pull him away from that life, but Lamar's loyalty to the hood was too strong. Eventually, Lamar's recklessness put him in real danger when he was betrayed and set up by rival gangs. Franklin, with help from Michael or Trevor, had to risk everything to save his old friend. Though grateful, Franklin grew increasingly frustrated with Lamar, realizing that staying tied to the hood would only drag him down. The Union Depository heist, the big score. All of Franklin's efforts led to one final, massive job: robbing the Union Depository, the biggest bank in Los Santos. The plan required careful preparation, the right crew, and perfect execution. Franklin proved himself as a leader during this heist. Whether managing the getaway, hacking into systems, or taking part in the heavy action, he played a central role. The job went off successfully, and the crew walked away with a fortune. But success came at a cost. Their actions had made powerful enemies government agents, private billionaires, and criminal organizations all had reasons to want them dead. For Franklin, the endgame had arrived. The final choice after the Union Depository heist. Franklin was contacted by two dangerous men with two different demands. Steve Haynes, a corrupt FIB agent, ordered Franklin to kill Trevor. Devin Weston, a ruthless billionaire, demanded that Franklin kill Michael. Franklin stood at a crossroads. He could kill Trevor, choosing something sensible. Franklin lured Trevor into a trap. After a chase, Trevor was set on fire and burned alive. Franklin and Michael remained partners, but Franklin was haunted by the betrayal. Kill Michael, choosing the times come, Franklin betrayed his mentor. After a struggle, Michael fell to his death, leaving Trevor furious and Franklin isolated, burdened with guilt. Choose the third way. With Lester's guidance, Franklin proposed a daring alternative. Instead of killing his friends, he joined forces with both Michael and Trevor. Together, they eliminated all their enemies, corrupt agents, gang leaders, and Devin Weston himself. In the end, all three survived, battered but victorious. Franklin finally carved out his own future, free from outside control. Franklin's legacy. Franklin's journey is one of transformation. He began as a small-time hustler in South Los Santos, repossessing cars and dreaming of something bigger. Through ambition, loyalty, and difficult choices, he rose to the top of Los Santos' criminal underworld. For many fans, the third way is considered Franklin's true ending. It reflects his growth. Instead of being someone else's pawn, Franklin takes control, saves his friends, and proves that he can rise above the violence of the streets without losing his humanity. Franklin Clinton is the bridge between worlds: the hood and high society, chaos and order, loyalty and ambition. His story is a reminder that even in the darkest corners of Los Santos, there's room for vision, determination, and the chance to rise above it all.